speech sounds in a proper order, it makes a meaningful word in the language so that he can communicate to people. Invariably, almost all the children, irrespective of the degree of disability, severity of the disability, they show problems in articulation. They show problems in speech sound production. So almost all the children require training on at least one or two speech sounds minimum so that their speech clarity can be improved and their speech communication is heard by other people, understood by other people so that they don't have any problems in their communication abilities. So today's topic is covered by Sri D. Lakshmaya, who is a speech pathologist at our institute at NIEPAD headquarters, Secunderabad, and he will be dealing with this topic. So I request Sri Lakshmaya to take over.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Yeah.
Namaskar and good morning, all of you. I am Lakshmaya, speech pathologist at National Institute for the Empowerment of Persons with Intellectual Disability. So we'll be talking or we will be discussing about articulation disorders in children with intellectual disabilities and its interventions. When we think about children with intellectual disabilities, there is a problem in communication. The entire communication, not only just communication through speech, but there is a problem in entire communication mode, whether it is speech or whether it is gestures or sign language or reading, writing or poetry or mime or something else. The all modes of communication system is affected in children with intellectual disabilities. In such cases, some children are better in communication according to their intelligence. Some children are restricted very much about their simple or single words, or some more children are restricted to some gestures, or some other children are unable to even do gestures also when they are associated problems with CP and other physical deformities. So here today's our topic, we will be restricting to today's our topic, it is articulation disorders in children with intellectual disabilities. The articulation disorders, they are linked with the phonological development. The phonological development is almost delay in 94 to 96% of children with intellectual disabilities. When that is delayed, so there may be expected or there will be expected that there will be problem in the articulation, or there will be problem in the proper pronunciation of speech sounds, or there is a problem in intelligibility of the speech. So these are the things will be there. So when we think about children with intellectual disability, they have a problem in comprehension. The comprehension of speech sounds, the comprehension of other speech, or comprehension of their family speech, the comprehension of school age, peer group speech. So these are the things will be there. And generally, the phonological development delay in children with intellectual disabilities. When we compare to normal children, the phonological development, the pronunciation of speech sounds, these are all will be delayed in children with intellectual disabilities. It's because of their intelligence. Because of their intelligence, there is a problem in the learning of or comprehension of language, and this comprehension of language is leads to expression of speech, and as well as other modes of communication. So for children with mild intellectual disabled children, they also have delay in learning speech and learning comprehension of language. There is a delay, but the delay it's depend on person to person, it's vary. If the parents are taken care of well of their child in encouragement or in stimulation of the speech and language, there will be the delay, there may be somewhat reduced. But whereas both the parents are working, or if the parents are laborers or something else, if the speech and language stimulation is reduced, so there will be delay in the phonological development of the language in children with whoever it is. It may be mild, or it may be moderate, or it may be severe or profound. So, as such, what we learn in our courses, if you are a speech therapist, anybody, or audiologist, speech and language development, it takes up to 6 years. Am I right? Hello, am I right? So okay, so that it may be prolonged in children with intellectual disabilities because of their comprehension problem, because of their intelligence problem. So it extends little bit. It extends. It may be for some children it may be 7 years or 8 years, or some children it may be 10 years, or some children it may be extends the period. But the misarticulation, when we say, when the speech and language develops for the regular communication, is the age of 6 years. After that, if the child is facing problem in saying sounds or producing sounds incorrectly, so then we say it is a misarticulation. Before 6 years of misarticulations, we all called and we all know that it's a normal non-fluence. Okay, so then after 6 years, if there is a problem in the production of speech sounds or misproduction of speech sounds is present in their speech, so we call it as misarticulations. But whereas children with intellectual disabilities, that period may extends little more time. So whatever it is, so there is also a misarticulation in children with intellectual disabilities. So the intellectual disabilities, children's misarticulations are almost all equal to other children, but the period only it extends in children learning speech and language is delay in children with intellectual disabilities. Because of that, so when a child with intellectual disability comes to us, so we used to ask the patient, we used to ask the parents, if the child with intellectual disabled is able to say simple stories, is able to identify opposites like gender, day and night, the parts of the day, and about the plurals. So these are all there in his comprehension of the language. Then we can consider that child's speech is misarticulated. Okay. So as you know, so it is the misarticulations are divided 4 types. So general term we called it is SODA, substitutions, omissions, distortions, and additions. So the causes for misarticulations in general, We'll talk about that a little note on that. The causes of misarticulations in general, it may be anatomical problems in the speech mechanism, or it may be faulty learning, or it may be imitation of the other speech. So these three causes can cause the misarticulation in any person in general. One example I can tell you that one mother with child with intellectual disabled, she is also having a misarticulations. The child is about borderline intelligence, and he is also learned the same thing what the mother is saying for velar sounds. He don't say ka. The mother also doesn't say ka. So mother say ta and the child also say ta. So this is a faulty learning. And some other anatomical problems like, as we know, microglossia and macroglossia, and as well as overbite and underbite and the tongue tie. And in some cases, there is a muscle coordination problem, like when we say CP chiller. So these sort of the problems can cause the misarticulations in all the children. But whereas the children in one minute. Whereas in children with intellectual disabilities, these are faulty learning and anatomical difficulties and imitation of the speech sounds. The time which is there, it may be extends in years. When we compare to normal children, when we compare to other type of children, but whereas in children with intellectual disability, the gap will extends. So that's what I said just now before. If the child is able to say simple stories about 8 to 10 line stories, so if the same child is facing difficulties in producing speech sounds, so it may be substitutions or it may be omissions or it may be additions. In generally, these three sounds we consider. The distortion also it is there, one of the factor, but majority of the children with intellectual disabled, the substitutions are mainly coming in some communities. In some parts of the India, there is a generally local languages, they add vowels before starting the word. In general, you know that in Hyderabad, communities like Muslims or old city people, they add E for school. They don't say directly school, they say school. Wherever you go to old city of the Hyderabad, they say school. So it is common for those people to school, but whereas like you and me or some others, why is saying like school? It is a school. So like that, the faulty learning occurs in some communities, but for their local communities, the local area, it is not misarticulated. So for articulation, we have to check our systems like respiratory system. If the respiratory system is okay, then there will be amount of the air supply will be proper. If there is a phonatory system is okay, so there will be a proper production of voice will be there. If there is any problem, so there is also some problem in production of the voice. And then resonatory system. In resonatory systems, we all know about the Down syndrome. So they are having a high arched palate. So because of that, there will be the resonation is inappropriate. And about the articulation system. In articulation system, we have to check about the tongue size. Okay, if the tongue size is okay, then there will be the tongue size and tongue movements, tongue coordination with other muscles are okay. There is a, we can expect that proper production of speech sounds. And as well as palates, hard palate and soft palate. So if there is some cleft palate, the cleft palate may be entire palate or maybe sub palate or hard palate. So there is also the misarticulation we can see. And if there is a macroglossia, the tongue size is small, so the production of the speech sounds may get affected. Because different speech sounds takes place in different places, placements, and as well as macroglossia, the tongue size is big. The accommodation in the oral cavity, there will be a problem. So there is also an expected some sort of misarticulations. And if there is a cleft lip, the bilateral cleft lip and unilateral cleft lip. So these two also can create articulation problems in children with intellectual disabilities. Okay, and about the teeth, the dentures. The dentures are the missing of the front teeth in generally. So there will be a problem in the articulation, saying ta sound, especially upper front teeth. And we will be taking care of that, or we will be looking about the articulations from 6 years to 60 years of the age of the people. The 60 years period is the losing of the teeth starts in average Indian people. So there is a articulation problems about saying ta, and the clarity and the intelligibility also affected. And whereas in children with 6 years, below 6 years and 6 years, so there is a faulty learning, or there is a imitation. It can cause saying of instead of saying ta sound, they may be saying ka sound. Okay, so this is a thing when we are going to intervention about the articulation problems in children with intellectual disabilities. We have to keep in our mind that the children with intellectual disability have a lower comprehension problem. So that we have to keep in our mind that they require more time when we compare to the normal children. So the repetition of the teaching or the repetition of the speech therapy or repetition of the placement of the tongue, they require several times when we compare to the normal children. The placement of the tongue itself is a problem for those children. So for teaching of that placement, for example, the child is unable to say velar sounds, ka sound. So generally we use a tongue depressor. For tongue depressor, when the child with intellectual disability, the moment he says the tongue depressor, he gets afraid. So at that time, we have to use two tongue depressors. One is for a speech therapist, the another is for the client. The speech therapist have to show that you have to press the tongue, the front portion of the tongue down. Then the child may be cooperate after several attempts of several attempts of a therapist showing that to the child. So when he cooperates, then again The parental cooperation also required. If the child is not satisfied with the therapist, so we have to try with the parents also. So the clean and sterilized tongue depressors which are required. If it is a several number of tongue depressors are with us, then the task will be easy. We can try for the parents as well as ourselves. Then we go for the client. After putting that inside the tongue also, the pressing of the tongue depressor to lower side or downside, some children they don't cooperate. So for this, they require several repetitions or several visits to the therapist. So because of that, the therapist should have a lot of patience and he should understand about the child's comprehension and as well as other psychological problems. Then we can overcome the teaching of that Wheeler sound. That is one. And other one is the very difficult sound is teaching very difficult sound is in children with intellectual disabilities, raw sound, the trill sound. So if the child is having a microglacia, so it is very difficult for those children to teach that, but we can achieve it is after several attempts. Several means several. Like for a week, if the child comes 3 times, it may take 6 months, or it may take sometimes 3 months, like that. So we have to keep in our mind that he requires a lot of time, he requires a lot of sessions, so that we have to make sure the child is cooperative with you and cooperative with the parents. So then the child may learn little bit faster than the actual required time. Okay, these are the things we are using. Treating articulation, treating misarticulation. One is tongue depressor we are using. For encouragement, we are using some sort of balloons. The balloons which are able to blow by the intellectual disabled is birthday balloons. They are bigger in size and they require less pressure, less air pressure. So that we are using. The other things we are using the soap bubbles just for the encouragement of the child or cooperation of the child. We are using those things. And if the children are having a cleft palate, so we are suggesting those people to get repaired by the plastic surgeon, and we are referring the children to our local hospitals like government hospitals, Usmania Hospital and Gandhi Hospital. After repairing, then there is a some sort of blowing exercises, sucking exercises, swallowing exercises. These things will be there with the children with cleft palate and cleft lip. Then after that, we will be trying about the speech sound production, individual speech sound production, and then combination of the speech sound production, and then words, phrases, sentences. If they are all comes, then we will be assessing the articulation. Generally, children with cleft palate, the entire cleft palate, so majority of the speech sounds will be misarticulated. So we'll be trying to teach those children. So first, whichever the easy one. The easy one is in those children are ta sound. We introduce ta sound showing in the biofeedback, visual feedback, and after that will we go for palatal sounds, then velar sounds. So these are the things we are using. And majority of the time, so we are counseling the parents. We are counseling the parents do at home what the speech therapist is doing. In our institute, a lot of cases will be there throughout country. So because of that, we don't get required time to teach the children. So because of that, we train the parents. The parents also have to do at home. Then this therapy will be, this correction of the misarticulation will be successful. So like that, we are planning treating misarticulation in children with intellectual disabilities. As such, you know, that children with intellectual disabilities, majority of the people, they are non-cooperative and shyness and afraid of seeing others, or especially when they see at hospitals, like they are getting more afraid. So that we have to remove first as a speech therapist, and we have to take help of the psychologist if required. If not required, so we will only try that to make the child to sit in front of us, sit in front of mirror, and showing tongue movements, and asking the child to imitate the tongue movements. And if the tongue movements are inappropriate, we'll be giving exercises for the children's. All side movements of the tongue, lateral movements, as well as lifting of the tongue and protruding of the tongue and rounding of the tongue, rounding clockwise and anti-clockwise. So these all sort of tongue exercises we will be introducing. If that is okay, if that is possible with the children with intellectual disabilities, they are cooperating doing that. So you may cooperate with working with the misarticulations, and you can learn the speech sounds production, speech sound pronunciation properly. But we have to be cautious that children with intellectual disabled, they get afraid of clinics. Not all the children, but majority of the children. So that we have to overcome first. Then introduce simple exercises or introduce simple reinforcements. And then if the child is able to say about the stories, so then go for the assessment of the articulation disorders or articulation assessment of the articulation. The assessment of the articulation shows some misarticulations. Then plan the intervention programs. In that intervention programs, the simple thing, whichever the sound is can be easily corrected, they select first that sound. Then the child confidence also develops. Child confidence increases. Yes, I can learn. So sorry, the therapist is teaching. My parents also cooperating. Then I can learn other sounds also. If he builds confidence himself or herself, then he will be cooperating with us properly. Okay. So first, if he is unable to say ta sounds, they are very much useful, very much easy in children with intellectual disabilities, as far as my experience. And then go for the velar sound with the help of tongue depressor. And then again, if he is unable to say about the palatal sounds, so try to correct those sounds. Then further sound is raw sound. At last, go for raw sound, which is little bit in developmental stages also, which is little bit in later periods of the development. So because of that, so try to analyze or try to plan that which one is corrected first and which one is can be corrected last. That you people can try. So it is very useful for children with treating the misarticulation in children with intellectual disabilities. One more thing that you have to check the hearing levels also, the hearing capacities also in children with intellectual disabilities. If already one problem is there, Along with that, are associated with hearing loss is there. So there will be a lot of difficulty in learning the speech sounds. So because of that, you better assess about his hearing. If not, facilities are not available, so send the child to somewhere. If you detect or if you suspect there is a hearing loss, the hearing loss and then associated with intellectual disability, hearing loss with associated with cerebral palsy, hearing loss with associated with other problems. So this and actual as well as uh, ID with associated with visual problems. So these all can increase the problems in learning the speech sounds. So this extends the learning period of speech sounds in children with intellectual disabilities. All the children of the intellectual disabilities, they may not require this articulation therapy, but some children, at least mild to moderate category children, they may require. The severe and profound children, their speech and language is very much restricted. So because of that, so there may not be, there may not be a therapy required for those people, but in some cases maybe, but majority of the time those people they doesn't require about articulation therapy. For these two categories, about mild, moderate, and as well as borderline children also, they require uh, when there is a misarticulations of children with in speech of the children with intellectual disability, so there will be intelligibility problem, and first of all they have a problem in saying sounds and as well as misarticulations. Then this leads to a, intelligibility problem, also understanding of the his speech or her speech to other people is difficult, and as well as the parents also. Some parents are not close to the children, so they don't understand the child's speech. Some parents only understand, or some family members only understand the speech of children with intellectual disabilities. So it's better to counsel the parents about to develop a speech sounds in children with intellectual disabilities, that the parents should speak a lot of time with the children with intellectual disabilities. Not a special thing about what they bring for the child and what they do for the child and what the child is doing. If they explain properly and repeatedly these routine things, the children will be getting a speech development, a speech sounds development in a good manner or in a time which they require. In a lesser time they learn a good speech. A good speech can useful for the good communication. Good communication can be carry good informations. So when the parental stimulation, the speech and language stimulation is adequate, the children's speech and language development also can get better. So these are the things we have to keep in our mind. As a speech therapist, the child's cooperation we required. The child's cooperation we required. The parental cooperation we required. Other professional cooperation we required. Okay. Hello. 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 Okay. So these are the things you have to keep in your mind. Treating a with normal child with misarticulation, treating a ID child with misarticulation is entirely different. So because of that, once again I am repeating, you have to have a lot of patience, okay, and you require a lot of time, and you have to counsel properly parents and as well as child if it is possible, and then take help of the other professionals like A plastic surgeon is one, psychologist is one, and as well as audiologist is one. Okay, so these are the professionals you require help in treating the articulation disorders or misarticulations in children with intellectual disabilities. So as we know that our laryngeal system, our phonatory system, the vocal folds vibrate 100 to 300 times in a second to produce a sound, the weaker sound. So if there is some problem in the vocal folds, like we generally we see that a common cold and nowadays COVID, a common cold can cause the reduction of the vibration of the vocal folds, and there is the sound production is very weak in those children in those times. That also we have to keep in mind. If the child is comes with severe cold, we to you for speech therapy in treating the misarticulations. So ask the parents to wait till that common cold subsides. Then after that you call the child. So then his voice will be okay. Then the speech, the voice, the sound production is okay. Then go for the speech therapy. Okay, show the tongue movements properly to the child, which is requires a several repetitions and several sessions. So because of that, we need a cooperation of the parents also. In government sector, we have a lot of time to treat that, but in private sectors, who are working in private sector, explain the parents that so you have to do hard work at the home, then only the sessions will be reduced, then we can get proper results. But whereas in government sessions, if the parents are working, both the parents are working, then the therapist can increases or prolong it for further times also, for further sessions also. So because of that, you people all keep in mind that to reduce the sessions, to involve the parents. In majority of the clinics in Hyderabad, they are not allowing the parents to observe the speech therapy. So it is not good that, especially in children with intellectual disability, unless if the parents work, if they doesn't get improvement in speech and language and as well as in articulation. So I request all the persons who are working outside or who are working in private sector, allow the parents for the sessions. So it is once if you treat it properly, the parents may tell many people. So then your business will increase. So because of that, you allow the parents and explain the parents and show the parents and guide the parents. Then the speech, the learning of speech sounds will be better in children with intellectual disabilities. Okay, viewers, if you have any doubts, okay, please.
Sir, I had a question.
Ah,
Sir, like we for this articulation and all, we do suggest the parents for the oromotor exercise,
yes.
right? So my question is, like, some children are not supposed to have sweet. Like we tell the oromotor exercise should be done with the finger brush and honey.
Ah,
Right, so like when, like if the child is like if the doctor has suggested that no sweet should be given to the child, so if
ah.
the parent says that the honey is not allowed for the child, what is the other option that you can suggest?
Mixture. Kara
Sorry,
bundi. Kara bundi.
khara bundi.
Ah, Kara bundi, the parent have to dip his finger in the bundi or kara or mixture, apply on the lips. He may licks.
No, I didn't get it. You're saying khara bundi, the bundi that we eat.
Yeah.
Okay.
The mixture also.
Okay,
So
the
when
powder of that bundi.
if the child likes the taste,
Hmm.
the child like the taste, you apply, you dip the your dip, you ask the parents to dip his finger or her finger and apply on the lips and tongue. You may licks and you may smash.
Okay.
Okay, that one thing we can do. And
Okay.
if he doesn't like that taste also, if,
Uh-huh.
if he likes other tastes which are not sweet, okay,
Which are not sweet.
which are not sweet, or honey or sugar or something else, that also we can try.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, the- some children are very early they are getting diabetes, because of that they are
Uh-huh.
not allowing. So the mixture
Right.
can be helpful. Mixture or bundi, these sort of the kara taste can be helpful.
Okay. So you mean to say that the salty taste would be helpful for them?
Yes.
Okay, and also like the jaw movement exercise and the tongue exercise also can be helpful for them.
Yeah, it can be helpful if you apply on the upper palate
Mm-hmm.
or hard palate.
Mm-hmm.
So he may be raising his tongue or try to touch his tongue to the hard palate.
Mm-hmm.
Or if you applied on the corners of the lips, he may be moving his tongues to that side,
Mm-hmm.
the other side, or upper lip and lower lip. So you apply on that, you may try. You may try, but not in a single session. In
Uh-huh.
some sessions it takes. Some session it takes, and ask the parents also. They also do the same thing.
Okay.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Anything more?
No, sir, that's it. Okay, one more, sir. I had a question. You said that we should start with the easiest sound that the child would be able to learn,
Ah,
right? So you said
right.
that we should start with the t sound first, and then we should go to the l sound, and the r sound should be at the last.
Yes.
Okay.
See,
I
in
just wanted that.
generally, it says my experience here.
Uh-huh.
But if your child can say easily raw sound, to start with the raw sound only. There is no problem.
Okay. So
Okay.
basically, we should take the sound where the child is comfortable and is able to perform initially, so that he gets the
Yes.
confidence, and then we can move to the difficult ones with the practice that he does.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Anybody? Mr. Chand Sheikh is switched up. Shravani. No response from the participants. Yeah, any doubts? Any more doubts, please?
Sir, can we get your email ID so that if we have any queries, we can be in touch with you?
Yeah, my email ID deshapaka@gmail.com. DESHAPAAKA.
So can you repeat again? Or else, can somebody send it in the group, the one which is created?
It will be there in the chat box.
Okay, fine. Thank
Okay,
you.
you can check there. ఓకే బాస్ అందరూ టర్న్ అప్ చేసి పడేసిరు మొత్తం చెప్పడానికి టైం సరిపోతలేదు కదా పెట్టేద్దామా క్లోజ్ చేద్దామా టైం వెయిట్ చేద్దామా రాహుల్ ఓకే ఎనీబడి ఎనీథింగ్ వాంట్ టు ask or anything want to suggest or anything want to expand it? Yeah, please.
my email ID in chat box.
Yeah, you please check my email ID in chat box. It is there now.
Yes, sir. Got it. Thank you.
Okay, okay. Welcome, welcome.
Sir, any other upcoming webinar on speech?
Yeah, it is there. It is there on 25th one. It is there.
Uh-huh.
Rahul 25th lo undi kada.
Facebook follow grammar.
Huh?
Facebook follow grammar.
Yeah, you follow the Facebook. Okay.
Okay, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah, it will be 2 more programs are there.
Uh-huh.
So you can on 25th one is there. I'm sure that. Again, we will check. Yes, on 25th is one is there. Srinivas sir, ఎప్పుడు ఉంటుంది? 25th లేదు. On 25th, tips on speech and language stimulation for parents.
Okay.
And then 21st is mine. Srinivas, another will be announced shortly. It may be on 26th or 27th. Okay, just you follow the Facebook. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay, 26th or 27th will be there. One more. 25th is there. That is tips on parental counseling for children with intellectual disabilities.
So we will be getting a certificate that we have attended this webinar, right?
No.
No. Okay.
No.
Okay. Okay. Not
RCI,
an issue, sir.
no, RCI says that if the program is a minimum 3 days, then only you will get. Okay.
Yes, sir. No problem, sir.
Right. Thank you very much. Thank you all for participating. ಎಲ್ಲ ಇದೇನಾ